She's a good fighter, of course, and she's a good striker.
Contesting the game is easy.
Beautiful.
Look at this
Real
torture, yeah. Trying to drag down. Oh, nice right hand. Drives it straight through.
Beautiful from the top.
Valentina Scatizzi just dropped a fucking bombshell. After being battered and broken by Dakota Ditcheva, Scatizzi said the unthinkable. Dakota Ditcheva will kill Dana White's UFC divisions. That's not a journalist hyping her. That's not a fan screaming from Twitter. That's her opponent fresh off a beating admitting to the world Dakota Ditcheva is a killer. And if she walks into the UFC tomorrow, Dana White's women's roster is done. Let's rewind. Dublin's 3 Arena, PFL Europe flyweight title on the line. Scatizzi came in tough, pressuring forward, trying to smother Dakota's striking, but that was a death sentence. Dakota pulled her into the tie clinch again and again and unleashed absolute hell. Knees to the body, knees to the head. Scatizzi's eye blew up like a balloon. The doctor had no choice but to stop it after the first round. It wasn't just a loss, it was a humiliation. And right after Scatizzi said it herself, Dakota Ditcheva is too good, too dangerous, and she'll kill every UFC division if Dana White ever lets her in. Scatizzi didn't make excuses. She didn't cry about injuries. Instead, she admitted she's a good fighter, a good striker. She'll kill all the UFC divisions. Think about that. An active professional fighter just said the UFC's women's roster, strawweight, flyweight, bantamweight, would all get destroyed by Dakota Ditcheva. That's not praise. That's a fucking obituary for Dana White's divisions. And let's be real, Scatizzi isn't lying. Valentina Shevchenko is 37, slowing down. Alexa Grasso, solid champ, but nowhere near a global superstar. Erin Blanchfield, great grappler, no striking. And then you've got Dakota, 25 years old, undefeated, 9 finishes in her first 10 fights. She's running through people with the kind of violence that makes legends like Amanda Nunes and Cris Cyborg look tame. This isn't hype. The numbers don't lie. Dakota's finishing rate is higher than Nunes, higher than Cyborg, higher than Valentina. When they were coming up, she's already on a different level.
Anything. Give me whoever you want.
And here's where it gets nuclear. Because every time Dakota crushes someone in the PFL, it makes Dana White look weaker. Every knockout, every finish, every belt, it's all proof that the most dangerous female fighter alive doesn't even fight for the UFC. Dana's divisions look exposed, hollow, and ready to be killed. And now, even her opponents are saying it, Dakota will kill your divisions.
Fighting Valentina Scatizzi!
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
Valentina Scatizzi came to Dublin to fight for a title. Instead, she left with a broken face, a swollen eye, and a confession that shook the entire sport. Dakota Ditcheva is a killer, and she'll end UFC divisions if Dana White ever lets her inside the octagon. The violent Cinderella isn't just hype. She's a nightmare waiting to happen. So the only question is, will Dana White take the risk and sign her? Or will he sit back and watch as PFL's monster keeps killing his divisions from the outside?
Not in the UFC yet, but look at Dakota Ditcheva. She is a scary striker, and she's an amazing athlete, right? But her mom was Muay Thai world champion, so she came up in this sport and has been doing it her whole entire life.
Juliana Killer Miller just said it out loud. Dakota Ditcheva is a scary problem for women's MMA, and the way she said it has the fight world buzzing. Some see it as respect, others see it as a warning. But one thing's for sure, nobody is safe from dangerous Dakota. Miller didn't sugarcoat it. She straight up admitted that Ditcheva is not just another undefeated prospect. She's a nightmare matchup. Why? Because Dakota Ditcheva is the rare kind of fighter who makes seasoned pros crumble like amateurs. Look at this one body shot and Lisa Malden's career was over. She even admitted later, Dakota ended my career. Who says that about another fighter? That's not hype, that's trauma. Ditcheva's record is the real problem. 15 fights, 15 wins, 14 knockouts, and 10 of those in the first round. That's not dominance, that's career-ending violence, and Juliana Miller knows it. She's been in the game long enough to recognize a predator when she sees one. But here's the twist. Miller didn't call her a champion. She didn't call her the future. She called her a problem. And that's much scarier. Now, here's where it gets controversial. Some fans are saying Miller's comment was pure respect acknowledging Ditcheva's rise. But others, they think Miller was sending a warning shot. Almost like saying, yeah, she's dangerous, but she hasn't fought me yet. Remember, Miller isn't afraid to stir the pot. She's had beef with fighters before, and calling someone a scary problem could be her way of building a future grudge match. And what did Ditcheva do after hearing Miller's words? She didn't deny it. She didn't laugh it off. Instead, she doubled down on her aura of violence. Dakota Ditcheva knows she terrifies her opponents, and she's proud of it.
Dakota, a superstar. What is up, Fiat? You're the next big thing. Look out your Lord. Great to see it, Fiat. Strong woman, good girl. Looking all great to see it. Great to finally meet you. Love it, love it. What's the crack? What were you black? Yeah, man, I'm walking myself there. Look, as superstar right there, 100%. Love it, bro. Don't hold the great to see you, Fiat. Good. Hey, man, how you doing? Nice to meet you, man. All right?
Even Conor McGregor himself called Dakota the next big thing, a superstar. When McGregor says you're the future, the UFC is listening, and if Dana White brings her over, Juliana Miller may have just spoken her own nightmare into existence. So what does this mean for women's MMA? Simple. The flyweight division is on notice. Fighters like Valentina Shevchenko, Alexa Grasso, Erin Blanchfield, they've never faced a striker like Ditcheva, and Juliana Miller is smart enough to admit it before it's too late. But here's the truth. Calling her a scary problem isn't just analysis, it's prophecy. And if Dakota keeps destroying careers, the question won't be if she becomes champion, it'll be how many legends she buries along the way. Juliana Miller said it best. Dakota Ditcheva is a scary problem. But is she the future queen of MMA? Or the woman who'll retire your favorite fighter? Only time will tell.
Your headline, I think that'd be amazing. I think when Dakota's healthy, I would love a chance to be able to fight Dakota. One of the dream fights I want to see is White House, myself and Dakota. And that's a huge bucket list item to be able to do, like fight in front of the president in the White House. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? And I think that Dakota and I both have the skills and the excitement to bring it, to showcase everything that everybody wants to see and make that the fight people see.
She could start asserting some dominance on this round, in my opinion. Oh,
Long time, big ass. Bishop's in bed. Stop. And Liz Carmouche pounds out a world tournament victory.
Liz Carmouche just dropped a fucking bombshell at PFL World Tournament 9. Fresh off her brutal TKO win, the 41-year-old veteran grabbed the mic and called out none other than Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated golden girl of the PFL. And she didn't stop there. Carmouche demanded the PFL open a brand new women's bantamweight division just so she can headline a super fight against Dakota at 135 pounds. This is massive. A 41-year-old legend calling out the undefeated PFL star who everyone thinks is the future of women's MMA. First, let's break down what happened inside that cage. Carmouche went to war with Gina Bishop, and while the early rounds weren't easy, Bishop nearly tapped her with multiple submissions. Liz dug deep and did what legends do. She cracked Bishop with a vicious counter left hook in round 3, dropped her like a stone, and finished with ground and pound. That finish not only gave Carmouche the 2025 PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament title, but also a fat $500,000 prize check. And here's the crazy part. Liz is now on a 3-fight win streak, 12-1 since leaving the UFC, and still adding belts to her resume at 41 years old. But it wasn't the knockout that shook the MMA world, it was the call-out. Liz said straight up she wants the PFL to open a bantamweight division at 135 pounds. And who does she want as her first fight? Dakota fucking Ditcheva. Think about this. Carmouche is a former UFC title challenger, the last ever Bellator flyweight champion, and now a PFL tournament winner. She's already fought the best of her generation, but instead of coasting, she's coming for the next big thing, Dakota. This is pure chaos, because Dakota is undefeated, 12-0, and being hyped as the PFL's version of Valentina Shevchenko. Here's where the controversy kicks in. On one hand, Carmouche is 41 years old, but she's on the best run of her career. On the other, Dakota is in her absolute prime, a killer striker with highlight reel knockouts that have fans comparing her to Amanda Nunes and Valentina. Is Liz chasing greatness, or is she setting herself up to be fed to the younger lion?
The PFL has really gone behind your teammate, Dakota Ditcheva. First off, what do you think of her performances so far this year?
Bro, she's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA, and I think that she's only getting better. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders.
And remember, Kayla Harrison has already said Dakota would kill Valentina Shevchenko in 15 seconds. Now, Carmouche is basically volunteering to step into that fire. If this fight happens at 135, it could redefine the women's game, but it could also get ugly fast. Let's not forget, Liz Carmouche is already a trailblazer. First woman to ever fight in the UFC back in 2013 against Ronda Rousey, former Bellator champ with 3 title defenses. And now a PFL tournament winner with $500,000 in the bank. She's fought the legends, but calling out Dakota shows she's not just living in the past, she wants to take down the future. That's legacy talk, that's GOAT talk. But for Dakota, this is also a gift. Imagine headlining against Carmouche, beating her, and cementing herself as the star that carries the PFL women's divisions forward. Liz Carmouche dropped a bombshell at PFL World Tournament 9, and now the ball is in Dakota Ditcheva's court. Will the PFL make this super fight at 135 pounds? Will Dakota accept the challenge? Or will Carmouche's legendary run finally meet the brick wall of an undefeated monster? One thing's for sure, this is the fight nobody saw coming, but now everyone wants to see. Drop your thoughts below. Does Liz Carmouche have a real shot? Or will Dakota run straight through her like everyone else? Make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned because this story is only getting crazier. Dakota Ditch-freaking-Eva just dropped the truth bomb nobody saw coming, crying in the cage after another dominant win. And no, it wasn't joy, it was frustration, it was pain. And it was a warning to the UFC. I'm stuck.
Even though I look up to her a lot, I still want to be in her position and be able to beat someone like her. So.
You could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top.
This is legacy versus legacy to be. Valentina is one of the most well-rounded fighters in MMA history. She reads opponents like code, downloads your game in real time, and exploits the first bug she finds. Dakota? She's got that unorthodox rhythmic striking that could actually throw Valentina off early. Long knees, feints, switch kicks from odd angles. But here's where edgy gets real. Dakota still needs more 5-round reps. Her pace can dip late, and Valentina is the queen of championship round adjustments. Still, imagine a fully dialed in Dakota with sharpened counter wrestling and championship caliber cardio on point. If she dethrones Shevchenko, especially by spectacular knockout, it wouldn't just be an upset. It would catapult Dakota into instant superstardom and turn her into a household name overnight. We're talking late show appearances, global endorsements, the works. That's the rocket ship moment everyone's waiting on, and it would stamp her GOAT application in permanent ink.
Dakota Ditcheva, 15 wins, 0 losses, one of the most exciting undefeated killers in MMA. She just beat Sumiko Inaba at PFL